Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today we are talking again about the beautiful Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, a ship that we had the privilege of being on very recently. And so I'm going to go through our observations from our trip, and hopefully that will be helpful for anybody considering going on this adults-only ship. And so I'm going to start with three segments. I'm going to start with the staterooms. So first of all, the staterooms are ready when we boarded. That's not usual. But then there's not a lot that is usual about Virgin Voyages. The access was very easy, again, using the wristband. If you've listened to our first segment, which talked about preparing for the cruise, you will have a wristband, and that is what opens your door. The luggage arrived very quickly. In fact, before we even got to the room, one of our bags was already inside the room. And that's another note, actually inside the room. The rooms were very nice, actually have an IKEA style look to them. And the balcony was a very good size. And the sea terrace, which was the category that we had, actually has a wonderful, comfortable hammock on the balcony, and I spent a lot of time in that. The bed layout is a little bit different. You have the traditional two twin beds put together to make what I call a modified queen. If you choose to have them separated, they are actually L-shaped, so kind of a head-to-head configuration, but it does give you a lot more room, floor space in the room if you do it that way. And of course, during the day, when it's in that L shape, the one bed becomes kind of your lounging sofa if you wanted to be inside your cabin and watching television, for example. The bathroom itself has limited counter and limited floor space. However, the shower was a great size, a little bit larger than what we're used to on a lot of cruise ships. And as I said, the furniture is kind of that modern, sleek, IKEA, Scandinavian look, very tastefully done. We did notice that there was no coffee pot inside our stateroom. We're big coffee fans. So we would have loved to have had a coffee pot, but no coffee pot. There is, however, a mini fridge. And one of the things that a lot of people chat about is the technology in the room. And a lot of that can be controlled from an iPad that is supplied. And that will control the TV, the lights, including mood lighting, control your temperature, the curtains. You can order room service, you can order room maintenance, and you can ask for any maintenance that you need in the room to do with additional towels, perhaps having the bed made up at a certain time, or maybe asking for that bed configuration change. I did mention that there is a television, and there was a large variety of movies available, all complimentary, for those that enjoy movies from years ago or even modern day movies. And the other thing with the television is you do your muster drill on the TV in your room. You can also do it on the app if you've downloaded the app, which we highly recommend. However, you do have to go to whatever your muster station is on the ship and just check in with the staff there and let them know that you have done the muster drill already. They can verify that, of course, but you do need to check in with them. And then I'm going to move on to the dining, because this is the part of the ship that just was maybe the most amazing experience for us. First of all, there is no main dining room or set dining time on the ship. There are, however, over 20 dining experiences on the ship. On one of the upper decks is the galley, and that is probably the space that would resemble what most people think of as that traditional buffet area, although it is not self-serve. It is a table service style from all of the food stations, and you access the menu either from an app or you can ask the staff for a printed menu. But it is table staff that come and take your order. They ordered on a small electronic device, like a cell phone personal device. And the food arrives very quickly, and it is fresh made to order. So very interesting. There are multiple places inside the galley, And they include a place that made hot pressed sandwiches. There was a noodle outlet, tacos and Mexican food. There was a diner and a grill, which was actually open 24 hours a day. And they do serve an all-day breakfast. There was a burger bar. There was a place for sushi, another place for salad, and then a station dedicated to sweets and desserts, and another station dedicated to bread. And of course, there was also a hot beverage section and a cold beverage section, all inside the galley. So lots of choices, tremendously good and fast service. There's also a grab and go area just as you come into the galley for those people that did not take the time to have a meal, but perhaps want to grab a meal and take it to the room, or grab a ready-made meal and take it with them if they are going off the ship. So that was interesting. That's something that we've seen before. There are 2 specialty coffee stations called the Grounds Club, located one in the galley and one on the lower deck. They serve hot and cold specialty beverages, like coffee or chai tea. However, you do pay extra for that. Soda is included in your cruise fare. However, alcohol is not. And they have a very unique system. You don't really buy a beverage package. You actually purchase what is called bar tab ahead of the cruise. And the cruise line actually gives you more value. So for example, you buy a $300 bar tab and they add an additional $50 to that. So you end up with a $350 bar tab. And what makes it interesting is it can be shared with other people in your stateroom. So unlike a cruise line where if one person buys a beverage package, the other person must, in this case, the stateroom would purchase a bar tab and it's very shareable between the 2 people. And additionally, if you are in a bar and you want to buy a beverage for another person on the cruise ship that's not sharing a stateroom with you, you can do that. So very interesting twist on the whole alcoholic beverage system, and that is bar tab. There's also a place that we visited every day. It is fresh made ice cream, and it is a little cheeky. It is called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. So like many other things on the ship, just a little more edgy, a little more cheeky, but that is the Virgin Voyages style. Another interesting place that we visited was the Social Club, and that's a great place to stop by in the afternoon. They serve hot dogs, popcorn, pretzels, chocolate, fudge, and surprisingly candy. And that is all complimentary. It is included in your cruise, and it is conveniently located near the arcade and near what we'll just call tabletop games like shuffleboard and pool tables. There also was a pizza station. It does have an outside entrance as well as an inside entrance. And this is fresh made to order pizza. It was very delicious, thin crust pizza. Took maybe 10 minutes for it to be made. And you do receive a electronic buzzer that tells you when your pizza is ready. And then of course you can go outside and enjoy it as we did, or you can sit inside, or you can take it back to your room. Or I guess you could take it anywhere else on the ship and eat it wherever you wanted. Maybe take it poolside. There were specialty restaurants. They were all amazing, and they are included in your cruise. However, you do need to book a dining time. And for the 6 specialty restaurants, you're only allowed to eat there with a pre-planned reservation once on the cruise. I will suggest that if they have availability and you wanted to go back to one of them a second time, you can walk up and see if there is availability. And again, all of this is complimentary. However, there may be special items on the menu that would be an upcharge. The dress code in all of the restaurants was casual, including shorts. Again, not something that you see on every cruise line. And so I'm going to talk about those 6 specialty restaurants. The first one was the Test Kitchen, and it is exactly what you might think it is. This is where the chefs on board the ship try up new dishes and see the reaction from those that are in the test kitchen for dining that day. We went to Gunbay. This is Korean barbecue. It is food cooked at your table, and it is a shared eating experience. So you will be sharing with other people. They also include a table drinking game part of the way through the dining, and it is multi-course with lots of variety and absolutely fresh made experience with creative entrees. Not quite as entertaining as teppanyaki, but very close to that. There's also a pink agave. This is what I will call a not so ordinary Mexican restaurant. It is, again, multi-course dining, and the steak was unbelievably good. We treated ourselves to Extra Virgin. This is the Italian restaurant, and they make fresh made pasta every day. It was very authentic, multi-course meal, and amazing meat as the second entree selection. We also enjoyed the wake. This is what I would call maybe a steak and seafood focused restaurant. It is located at the aft of the ship, and it has great views of the wake, and it has kind of a Manhattan Club feeling to it. The one thing I will let you know is there are stairs to go down to access this restaurant. And as you are coming down those stairs, making your grand entrance, there is a grand piano with somebody playing music during the dinner hour. And we also visited Razzle Dazzle. This is for those that are looking for a vegan or vegetarian menu, but it also included a naughty section with a choice of meat dishes. You can also ask for the secret menu, which will have steak available. And I will also say, if you choose to go there for breakfast, try the bacon. It was thick sliced bacon, and they cooked it a little bit different. And so please understand, with all of the restaurants, the food has a slightly different twist to them, but we rated the food overall as an A+. And then please remember, for the specialty dining, you do have to pre-book one dinner in each specialty restaurant. And some of those restaurants were open for breakfast and lunch as well. So you might be able to get in for your second option that way. No reservations required for breakfast or for lunch. In addition to all of the food being included, there was also a very robust selection of gluten-free, vegan, and vegetarian selections on every menu. And so let's move over to my last category. It is really what is around the ship. I will say that the entertainment was not quite what we expected. It's not the traditional shows, and it's not every night. However, you can expect there to be pop-up shows around the ship. That was very, very interesting. The Red Room, which is kind of the main theater, I describe it as almost a busker-styled street entertainment with skilled gymnasts. And the one show that we saw kind of had a modern day kind of twist to maybe Romeo and Juliet, or maybe the West Side Story, theme story. Very well done, but not quite that big Broadway style show that we're kind of used to. But we did enjoy it. There's also the Manor. It is a 2-story nightclub, and it was kind of themed after Sir Richard Branson's original, or maybe first, nightclub. So a 2-story nightclub opens late and goes late. So some nights it opens at 11:30 or midnight, and it just goes to, I think it said on the app, to whenever. So I imagine that means when the last person leaves. That is when the Manor closes. There's also a very interesting place called the Groupie. This is a modern day kind of twist on the Japanese karaoke studio. I believe there was 3 rooms, so you and your friends can select a time and go there and kind of have your own little studio session. So that sounds like it would be fun. There was also trivia several times. Most of what we saw was in a bar called the Loose Cannon Bar. There's also, of course, the casino, which appeared to be very well laid out and seemed to have a lot of choices for those that enjoy the casino. The Main Street shopping area had a great selection of shopping choices. I would say mostly, if not all, were high end, although there was that store for people that needed some of modern day conveniences, maybe something they left at home. They could pick that up in one store. Another thing I've never seen before, very interesting, is the Ink Spot Tattoo Lounge or parlor. But please note that although you can have a tattoo while you are on board the ship, that you would not be able to go swimming for 5 days afterwards. So you'd want to arrange the time for that tattoo, taking that into account. There were 2 spas on board the ship. One is your main and large spa, but there was also a medi spa on one of the top decks. 3 fitness centers, one that was focused more on running and biking, another more on weights and balance activities, so separate. So those that wanted one type of activity were not intermingling with those that had other activities in mind. And then there was another fitness center on one of the top decks called the training camp, and it looked like a training camp. So looked something like what you would expect in maybe a sports facility. So very interesting. I actually did not see anybody in there ever, but it does look like it would be interesting for that very serious bodybuilder, for example, or somebody that is getting ready for an event. So very, very interesting. There is a jogging track that is on the uppermost deck. It is kind of that signature red ring that you see going around the aft part of the ship. And so it's kind of designed that people that are serious about their jogging would go up there. There is a place for people that are walking as well. But because there are other decks that are suitable for those that just want to go for a walk, the only people that I saw up there on the jogging track were those who were actually jogging. There is a basketball court and then plenty of outdoor fitness spaces for those that want to do a workout outside. And there was actually a boxing ring as well. I did not see anybody in the boxing ring, but again, little different than what you might see on another ship, but very interesting. There was only one pool, which we thought was a little small for the ship. However, there was also a very large jacuzzi area, and it was conveniently located to one of the bars for those who wanted to maybe enjoy a beverage while in the jacuzzi. There was also an upper deck that is dedicated to early morning yoga classes, and it was a very serene area. I was there after the yoga class was over. I did not see chairs up there. I'm supposed that there are, but it would also make a very great place for a private event, quite a large space. So that was on one of the upper decks. Also on one of the upper decks is Richard's Rooftop, a spot reserved for guests that are in the Rockstar Suites. And it has loungers and chairs and a place to get beverages as well. I wanted to let you know that shore excursions can be ordered ahead of the cruise on the app, or you can drop by the shore excursions desk once you're on board the ship and arrange for something to do in the ports of call. One of those ports of call on every voyage, every itinerary, is to the Bimini Beach Club in Bimini, the Bahamas. And the Bimini Beach Club is a private beach area. It is about a mile from the cruise ship, but don't worry, there is a trolley service that's going back and forth on a steady basis. Take you over to the beach club, and when your day is done, to bring you back. And we are going to have another segment just about the Bimini Beach Club, so I'm not going to talk much more about it here. Another thing we found very interesting, because we are working while we are traveling, is that there were power outlets and plenty of them in the galley. So you're sitting at a high top table and lots of power outlets, kind of similar to what you see in some airports. So that is awesome for those who are working while they're traveling. Wi-Fi is included in your shore excursion, as are gratuities. So pretty all-inclusive experience other than for those alcoholic beverages. No dress codes. We term the experience as sophisticated yet relaxed. The staff were very friendly. The ones we chatted to absolutely loved the relaxed atmosphere on board the ship. It's more relaxed for them as well. And because they are well paid, that is one of the reasons why the gratuities are not included. And those staff were very eager to engage in conversation with us. So our experience on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady was a great one. We do rate it A+. And remember, it is adults only. You have to be over 18 to sail, must be over 21 to actually book a cruise. And then one other thing, just as a reminder, is you must have a passport. Unlike other cruise lines, which allow you to sail from the United States with just a government issued photo ID and a birth certificate, Virgin Voyages does do it a little bit different. Perhaps they are trying to attract a different demographics of client, but you do need to have a passport. My name is Rick Saltarelli. I'm with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners, the place where we help create lifelong lasting memories. And we have been talking about our experience on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. If you have any questions about the ship or the itinerary, please give us a call at 888-332-8202. I'll finish off by saying that Scarlet Lady will soon be joined by her sister ship, Valiant Lady, which will be doing 7-night itineraries and will also be doing Europe. So 5-night and 4 nights in the Caribbean on Scarlet Lady and 7 nights with Valiant Lady. Give us a call, 888-332-8202. Thank you.